We are live. Stop. Stop. I gotta fix your audio. They can hear me, but they can't hear Pruitt. I know chat's gonna be like, you can't hear him. Alright, I just gotta switch your input. Okay, you're good now.
Oh, wait, I'm pantomiming. Crap. Okay. Hey, everybody out there in Twitch and at some point later on YouTube maybe, or what other service in the future, who knows, in 10 years, 15. Maybe we're being implanted directly into your memory center as we speak. You never know. The singularity, we're going to bring vast and new expanses to the both science and the human consciousness. I can't wait. But before that, we got to play in the Ninth World here tonight, doing a little bit of a Numenera, Breath of the Fall. I'm very excited to get back to this. Before we get around to cast and crew and then do a little bit of a recap, I would like to talk about a certain sponsor. It's called Tabletop Loot. If you head on over to their website, use WebDM15, you're going to get 15% off those dice, those mugs, and those T-shirts. That's right, 15% off. That's quite a bit. It's more than 10. It's not quite 20, but it's 15. So check that out. Go ahead and sponsor them. They sponsor us. It's the circle of life, or at least capitalism. You know, some see those as synonymous. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's probably because I've gotten too much sleep and I don't know what to do with my mouth. So I'm going to go around to cast and crew so I can shut up for a second. Emma, how are you doing this evening?
You're going to make me start talking too much and not know when to stop talking. Now, I'm good. I'm happy to be here. It's very warm. And I've had a weird day. I had a nightmare. I was in a hotel that got overtaken by D&D shadows and Twin Peaks tulpas. And so that's kind of how the day began. And it's
Awesome.
been going. Yes, that's me. I'm excited to be here playing Zenith Dance, who just fell out of his building. And he's freaking out in a way that only Daniel Stern could. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna die.
I'm imagining a lot of flailing about of arms. Trey, how are you this evening, sir?
Yo, what's up, man? I am so excited as always because I do little things that kind of like get me fired up. So me and my son have been watching TV and watching Ninja Turtles versus Batman and all that good stuff. Hey, man, we even watched that one movie you recommended to me called Mother.
I Am Mother?
Yes, I Am Mother. So good. So, yo, I'm in like in a story frame of mind. I don't know if I want to get my Shredder Ninja Turtle on or my yes, mother, please show me the ways of mankind. But either way, we're gonna get this thing rolling. Oh man, I forgot, man. I play Tai Wu, man. The dude that's strange, 10, weird. Yeah, that dude. We can go now.
Yeah. Everybody just knows him as, that dude. Oh. Kiana, how are you? A week removed from any kind of academic thought.
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, it's still weird to me that I'm done officially, but I have the fancy piece of paper to prove it. So, no, it's been good. And I'm excited to get back into this world. I play Zinnia Boni, who is our gravity controlling, happy-go-lucky delivery person, odd job person. Just knows everybody and does weird, small errands. Because every city's got to have that, I guess.
That's very true. Every city does. You keep the wheels of commerce greased and moving.
Mm-hmm.
And last but certainly not least, our engineer tonight and also player Grant.
Hi. Pruitt, I am rolling. No, I'm happy to be here, everyone. I'm a little under the weather. You see, I overate at the local Outback Steakhouse during my lunch break, and I'm paying the ultimate price. The French onion soup was quite good, but it got the better of me.
Not when it becomes a bloomin' onion, though.
And I will be rocking as boss LaFontaine, the heroic Arcus who explores dark places, and has saved one marriage, and has given a young person the drive to succeed and fulfill their dreams. I'm already having the best campaign of my life. So let's see where we go from here.
It can only go down, literally. Hey. No. Quick recap of last week. As the disparate members of the group move about their life here in the city of Aru, you have Zinnia traveling about doing her commerce. She took some packages from here to there, took a little something from a certain mercantile fabric place to the High Council chamber, but it was interrupted by a tremor, a quake. The entire city quaked as they moved about, which kind of spurred everyone into action. Grant's character, Bas LaFontaine, heading to check on his favorite library, finding the very comely librarian Asta there, helping her put her books back when her pig pen of a husband, Pig Pie, came down. But instead of raising the conflict, he diffused and deflected and found the heart of the problem, which was illiteracy itself. And he repaired a marriage by inspiring a man to read. And maybe that we can learn a little something from that. Tai Wu, the Risen, checking on one of his rivals, finds him struggling to save a small girl who was trapped because of the quake, trapped under some metal racks. And instead of just simply taking the ciphers left behind in that desperate struggle, he did help free the girl, and even left half of the scrap outside the door. In what could be the budding of humanity. Maybe his heart grew a half size that day. Well, that remains to be seen. And of course, the quake to an obsessive former detective like one Zenith Dans. Of course, his thoughts go to family. Family that, yes, has spurned him as of late. But going to check on his ex-wife and their children, finds them already moved in with the new man, a new man that has a new position in the High Council. And after a heated exchange, we'll just call it that, between the ex-wife and Zenith, he's about to depart, and the whole town is poised for the upcoming fifth wind. You can imagine like the streets in New York when they're waiting for the cross walk to open up, perched ready to flood across the vast expanses above the fall. And those that did leap out prematurely were caught in a sudden and first time in a ever downdraft. There were screams aplenty. And one person in particular, that being Zenith Dans, was caught at the edge of the railing right outside the council chambers. Maybe distracted by the recent tussle with the ex-missus. But the downdraft catches him off guard and he begins to tumble. But as he does, he looks up and that's when he sees the twins, his youngest, just entering what would be high school, by the names of Koba and Noble. They don't really like him that much, but he loves his children, and he sees them tumble as well off the ledge. They're matching bright jumpsuits. They are always seen in matching jumpsuits. Could not be mistaken. As the klaxon of alarms sounds pretty quickly, and the emergency netting and various systems begin to enact. You see anyone looking out across town, you're not sure how many total, like in your vision you see 10, 20, 30, you're not sure, tumble down towards the fall. And we are going to begin with Zinnia. Zinnia, you're standing at the edge. You're getting ready to ply your trade, and from there, not an immediate distance down the ledge, you see a tall, gangly, kind of distracted, but obviously thinking about something else. He goes tumbling off the edge, along with some others the other direction, but they're a little bit further away. People are beginning to scream and look around and like grab onto stuff as the towers themselves begin to shake with this new turbulence that they were not built to withstand. What do you do first?
I think, like, she just left and was just like, I heard there was a quake. Cool, I'll help you out. However I can. Hit me up if you need me. And she's now out and seeing these people getting tossed off the edge. I think that she's going to try to save somebody, whoever she can.
Okay.
I'd rather not watch people go off the edge.
Right. So you see, like I said, you see a tall, spindly man, probably in his 40s, maybe, kind of curly hair. It's tossed just to and fro in the wind. But what are you just trying to reach out and grab them? Are you using an ability? What do you? What's your method here?
Let's see. What can I do? A good question. No, I don't want to make them more weighty. That's not. No, incorrect.
Use reverse psychology against the problem. Make them heavy, and they'll start floating.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how that works. I think I'm gonna pretty much try to, if I have to, let go of my hover to go down quickly. And on the way, if I can grab like a Boro, quote unquote, like a glider or something off on the way down.
Oh, you said borrow. Okay. I thought you said Boro, and I'm like, no, he's not there. He's over on the other tower.
No, Boro.
Okay. Yeah, you want to borrow a glider. Okay. So you kind of want to just like, well, you're right next to the ledge, so you can move an immediate distance. So you're trying to jump off after him, and you want to try to grab someone's glider as you do that.
Yeah.
So then that would be, give me a speed roll. If you have anything like pickpocket or theft or stealing or any skill related to that, you can, adjust it. These people are kind of distracted, so this is gonna be a level 2. They're not really thinking about that. There's just somebody there with just a pretty standard glider. So it'll be a 6 or below.
Yep, that's a 17. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you snatch it in one. They don't even you don't even hear a cry of alarm. Probably because they're distracted by the fear of this. But as you get to the ledge, just so you know, you feel this downdraft, and it's turbulent as you're looking there, and you can see Zenith. You see Did you give a character description last? Go ahead and describe your character.
Yeah, so Xenia is she's petite, about 5'3", 5'2", maybe. Has bleach blonde hair, and it's wearing kind of patchwork, like whatever the equivalent of like a denim jacket with patches on it in this world, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, there's like, coverall type material. It's really, it's mostly like canvas instead of like denim or something like that.
So stuff like that. And then there's like different patches and stuff on it that she's picked up, and clearly embellished. And so she's just kind of whoop and down.
Okay. Yeah. And you, like I said, as you look over and you jump over Zenith, that's what you see. What does Zenith see as you see this petite little jacketed girl like hop off, and it looks like she's looking right at you as you're falling? What does she see?
She sees a middle-aged man with like fluffy, curly, like almost like sheep fleecy hair. It's heavily graying at the temples. He's He's wearing cut-off shorts.
Oh, buddy.
He's got a vest over, from what you can tell at that distance, is already a soiled t-shirt. Which at this point now, because he's all up like that, is like exposing his furry belly. And his vest has a bunch of like it's like from one of his kids. It's from like one of his kids, whatever it's called, like their sports teams. The vest is. He bought it for a fundraiser, and it's got some pins and stuff for things that they do. That is what she sees.
Cool.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And he's like 6'3". Weighs like 240 pounds or something. Yes.
Pretty stacked.
It's pretty stacked.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's most of it's in his thighs. Pear shaped.
Yeah.
It's pear shaped, man.
Okay.
Pear-shaped man.
Yes.
All right. So as you tumble off and you see this, over on two other towers, they're actually pretty close to each other. Grant, you're on one of the kind of it's a residential tower. It's where the library is. It's kind of the lower end, but it's not like the basically like the slums tower that is mostly abandoned except for like scrappers and just those that can't like really afford like an actual like house. But those two towers are near each other. So Taiwu and Baz, y'all are both like kind of at the ledge, and it's the same scene. Taiwu, there's nobody else really out here. You're the only one on the ledge as you're like looking across, and you can see people just kind of falling, just these little figments in the distance. But you see two kids, probably teenagers, dressed identical. They're falling from a smaller tower that doesn't extend as far down as these that you are located on. And it's closer to the High Council's tower. Both of you see the same scene. You're both a little bit over like a long distance away, a little over 100 feet from where that tower is. But it's basically kind of like y'all are 2 points and they're the other point of a triangle, if just to kind of triangulate your positions here. And so does this inspire anything in you? Because everyone else is too far away really to do anything about, but you see this because they're much higher up. They're probably like 300 or 400 feet up in the air as they kind of scream as they're taken off guard. And one of them looks like they were trying to deploy their glider, but maybe one of the wings is broken, and then the other one is like scrambling after them, but they're already in a fall. So Taiwu, do you do anything?
Okay, so a couple of questions.
Yeah.
The first thing Taiwu's going to do, because he's an opportunist, he's going to look and see if there's anything of value from this distance. Maybe a valuable belt buckle, something glinting like a necklace or something, or anything that would make him care.
I would say that just from their clothing and their glider, at this distance, it's hard to tell, but it looks like it's fairly good quality. Like they're like these two people, you're not sure if they're, they go to the same school or they just work at the same place or something. Like I said, they are in kind of identical clothing, but it is of a better make. And you recognize the glider type, and it's a higher end. But like I said, it is looks like it's defective at the moment.
Okay. Now they're falling into the fall, correct? And am I standing on a ledge? Is there like a big expanse of the fall that's separating me from the two kids?
Yeah, from where they're gonna fall past you, like I said, it's about a long distance away. So it would be like about a little over 100 feet out, away from the tower that you're on. But just the tower you're on, it hangs much lower than the one that they got tossed off of. So you can just kind of like, you hear a scream and look up and you see these kids falling.
Okay. One more question. Because you said one was falling and the other one looked like he was like reaching for him. So is he like, are they holding on to each other? Are they reaching out? Like, what is their
no, I'm just saying, well, their proximity, they're close, but they're not touching. They're within 10 feet of one another. And it looks like one is scrambling with a glider that's not working. And the other is like reaching. It looks like they're trying, to reach for them, but they are free falling right now. So,
well, I know the Taiwu. In a moment's notice, it seems the fallen god has blessed me yet again.
He's going to run as close as he can to the edge and pull out this strange looking contraption from all of his many pockets. It's even kind of hard to describe. Maybe it looks like a flux capacitor or whatever. But this particular cipher has the ability to push and or pull an object. What is it with? I forgot. Is it like 10 men?
I believe it's with the strength of 10 men.
Yeah. With the strength of 10 men, and he's gonna pull it out with his eyes solely on the prize of whatever valuables might be attached to this unfortunate sacrifice of the fallen god, and squeeze it, and the beam should hopefully emit from it in the general direction of the fallen kids.
Okay. What level is that cipher?
That is a level 7 cipher.
Oh yeah. Okay. Like you said, this thing, you're not sure. It has a ribbon of light running through it, and it has kind of a pulse, and you turn it out, hit a button or whatever, and it and just shoots this weird orange light that doesn't really look like a beam. It looks like almost like a flashlight, but made of harder stuff than a normal flashlight. But it shoots out, and you see it illuminate the glider that this kid is like hanging on to. And the other kid is just about to reach. Hang on. Actually get to roll. Okay. And the other kid is just about to reach and almost grabs his leg as this beam starts pulling this kid, and he like hangs on and is immediately pulled towards you, Taiwu, which leaves just the other kid still in free fall. But the other one is coming towards you as we speak. And so you got that, Grant, Bass. You're outside the library. You look up, you see these kids, and all of a sudden you see an orange light kind of come off about double long distance, about 200 feet from this other tower. This orange light kind of shoots out, and one of the children that you look up as you heard them scream is all of a sudden being pulled towards that tower. The other kid who is reaching for them is falling, free falling. Do you have anything that you can do?
I have a few things I can do. And it's best to stay on brand and simply mercy kill no, I'm kidding. I'm gonna have to Marty McFly this. Pruitt, is there anything loose, not to describe something that would be shaped like a hoverboard near me, but is there any scrap? Having horrible lag over here, but
yeah, I mean, like I said, this is kind of more of the lower end residential tower. So you kind of look over and you just see like the outer like flap of a window that one of the hinges is hanging off, but you could just rip it off. It's it's a circular flat piece. Okie dokie. Basically the council chamber, has this kind of bulb at the bottom where the main chambers are, and you kind of hit the archway above it. So you are going to take 2 damage from that as you just kind of take a ding on the shoulder. And you kind of tumble down to the ground, clutching this kid who's just kind of wide-eyed. His hair's kind of like a little frizzy. But he's just kind of like, What happened?
What is your name, child?
Where's my sister? What's happened to her? I'm Koba.
I know your mother, and then I'm going to activate my mass teleport cipher to teleport me and Koba to Koba's house.
Okay.
So I can deliver the child.
So you teleport Koba and yourself down like 3 flights, down 3 stories underneath the council chamber to Ruth's apartment. You're right outside the door. A familiar scene for the viewer, as there was a fight here not too long ago. And you're standing right there, and Koba's like, "What?" And just opens the door.
Yes. And now, well, I want to be inside because I could be anywhere I've been before, and I assume that I've been by once or twice at the Dan's household. But this is how I want to spin it. The child is in shock. They were saved by their father, Zenith Dans, dramatically. I saw it with my own eyes, and I want to start, like, weaving a tall tale.
Okay.
Double effort going all in.
Okay. So you want to weave a tall tale about Zenith's amazing saving. Okay.
And there were other children too that needed saving, and Zenith is catching them as a rain barrel catches the drops from the heavens, which is an old Earth story 9 apocalypses ago.
Okay. All right. Now is this a roll?
Sure, why not? It depends what the difficulty is.
Okay, so this woman absolutely despises Zenith Dans and does not believe anything that he says. This is going to be pretty high. I'm going to say this is a level 5.
Cool. So, I'm trained. Actually, I'm specialized in the deception to lower it to 3.
Okay.
I'm going to spend my double effort to lower it to a 1. Then...
do you mind if I throw in a interaction or an intrusion?
An intrusion? I would love an intrusion. Sure. Before or after I roll? You do it. Yeah, we'll handle it.
I'm going to do this before you roll because this is going to change. It's going to change a little bit. You're distracted. I'm going to say that you're distracted by the fact that they have like a nice big window, has a great view of the city and everything. And through the window, you can see Zenith Dans falling. And Zenith is coming after them with a glider. And so this is going to make this 2 steps harder.
Okay, cool.
So we were from a 5 to a 3, and then you used 2 to bring it to a 1. So now we're back up to a level 3.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so this is going to be, you need a 9 or better on this roll to convince Ruth that Zenith saved this child.
All right. I am able to rely on my demeanor of command to add an additional level of effort beyond. So I have 2 efforts, so I can push that to a 3 to lower it to a 2.
Okay.
No, I can't. In this, I can't do it because I'm not convincing them to do anything. Oh, please. No, I can't use it. So I gotta...
Are you convincing her to forgive Zenith Dans?
That's a task.
Yeah.
Convincing her that he's not a piece of shit?
I rolled a 15.
Okay.
That is good enough.
So,
And I take my experience point. I'm giving 1 to Tai Wu.
okay. That makes sense.
That's going to come in handy, I think.
Yep. So,
I should have given it to Zinnia. It's going down.
It's all right. So Ruth is pretty much just happy that Koba's there, but immediately is like, "Where's Noble?" It's like, I don't, and he's like, "I don't know." She was falling, and then she started going another direction. There was an orange light. I guess somebody was using. I don't know. I didn't see what happened. It was over in the The tower where you said never to go. The bad place.
This child is in shock. Do not interrogate them.
I'm looking for my other child, okay? I forgot the accent I was using for her.
I forgot you're from Queens.
Listen, I have 3 children and only 2 of them are safe right now. I need to know where my 3rd child is, okay? She's also the youngest. Where's my noble? You stay here, Koba.
The Ascended is bringing them here, or at least nearby.
And with your 15, your story of saving that calms her some. So she seems calm for the moment. Let's cut back outside. Zenith, do you have anything that you would like to do as you're falling and this small bepatched girl is falling towards you? In past her, you see like your 2 kids were falling. One started like glowing orange and moving another direction, and then you see someone rocket across the expanse of nothingness and grab the other one, and you saw him disappear up somewhere higher up the high counselor's tower. So you're just like that.
Okay. Zanzans thinks that this is clearly the influence of the Regulators. It's that they did this to his twins. And that's what he just saw, is that they're trying to get back at me for what I saw.
Okay.
But he's trying to keep cool, and he's telling himself his old Dan's family motto, just Dan's don't fall, Dan's moves. And he's trying to I remembered that from last week at like midnight. Dan's don't fall, Dan's moves.
Dance moves.
Dance moves. And has he got little Z with him?
Yeah, little Z's there, like you hear it screeching, and you know its wings are kind of flapping, but it's clinging to your shoulder. It doesn't want to leave you, and it almost looks like it's trying to pick you up.
I was gonna say, little Z, try to catch some air. Like try to slow us down a little bit.
I mean,
see if we can get closer.
Yeah, it's a 2-pound creature. So I mean, it's endearing, but
it can create some drag.
Utterly futile.
Some drag.
Okay, you slow down by like
create some drag.
a 50th of a mile an hour.
Okay, and I want to try to. I see this girl coming up to me. I'm just gonna scream at her. That's my kid over there. We gotta get my kid.
So, give me an int check if you have anything to do with perception or anything like that.
I do. I'm trained in perception.
No, Zinnia, you're the one screaming.
Yeah. I can perceive what I did.
I am not trained in that, so we're just there's an intellect check.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 1 level of effort.
Okay, that makes it a level 2. Because you are falling, and there's a rush of wind, and there is a rush of wind, so it's pretty loud. The alarms from the town are going off. You know, so there is some commotion and the screaming and everything, but so yeah, 6 or better.
Well, I didn't need to make that effort because 18.
Oh, yeah. You clearly hear this person yell, "Those are my kids right there!" You know.
Okay.
Give me back my son.
I didn't realize.
So Zinnia, what's on your mind?
How close am I to this right now?
Zenith is falling on his back, but he is. Everyone here knows how to fall, how to basically skydive, right? Mm-hmm. So he is making himself as big a profile as possible, and you're diving, so you're going to catch him, right, this round. So that's part of your immediate move, and you still have your action.
How far away is the kid if I look?
I mean, here's the problem. You are falling straight down, so for you to try to turn and look, it might like throw your path off. So it would be that would require an action for a perception check to do it without altering your course.
Okay.
because I mean this is taking aerodynamics into account here. If you wanted to check, you wouldn't make it to Zenith this round.
Well, okay. Clearly, this guy's yelling at me to get his kids, so I'm going to turn around and try to find his kids.
And that's the second one. Zenith Dance realizes he doesn't know if you're with the Regulators.
Okay, so you halt your momentum to turn and look for the kids. You turn around and look, and when you turn around and look, you don't see kids falling. You see a kid like this way heading another direction, encased in a glowing light, and you don't see another kid falling.
Okay.
I mean, this is all happening at the same time. So basically, the kids got saved as Zenith is screaming this at you. Yeah. And by the time you kind of turned your body around and to turn back, like that kid's going that way and not falling, and you don't see another kid in the area that Zenith was motioning to.
Yeah. So as soon as Spider's like turned around and like before moving again downwards, just being like, "Your kids are fine."
The Regulators got him. Who are you? I'm armed. You need to know that.
I'm just somebody who does errands.
Oh. Well, can I get on your glider?
As y'all are just falling.
Yeah.
Get on your glider, please.
Yeah, I mean, if she's gonna turn and like drop again, she's gonna hand off the glider too.
Okay. Yeah. So you are handed off a glider from this person.
Okay. Thank you. I'm Zen Dance. We should introduce ourselves later.
You just introduced yourself right now. So
I'm Zen Dance. Thank you for saving my life. I'm gonna go get my. I want to go towards the orange light, kid.
Okay. So this is going to be a speed roll to try to use this glider, and it's going to be this is going to be very difficult because like you are caught in a downdraft and you have a glider, and the draft is taking you the opposite direction that you want to go. So this is so basically in order to kind of at least just kind of turn around and not be as falling as much. This is going to be at least a level 4 roll.
Okay.
Just to kind of break your fall and kind of try to level off.
Okay. I'm going to put a level of effort into that. Try to lower it by 1 because that's really the only thing I can do right now.
All right, so that brings it to a level 3, so you need a 9 or better.
Need a 9 or better. All right. This is for Koba or Noble. I don't know which one. Rolled a 7.
You rolled a 7? Okay. Yeah. You try to, but the winds are buffeting you so much. Like now you have a streamlined, like aerodynamic wing catching wind. And Zenny, you see Zenith Dan's like rocket further down into the fall. And Zenith, this is probably as low as you've ever been. Most people don't really go down that much. You can still definitely see the lights of Aru, but you can start to see like around it. You're now moving far enough away from it that you can see the borders of the town, but you can also see light filtering down from above the lands of HEl-A. And the other thing that you see are swarms filtering down
Around the city?
Around the city, coming from above. You know that there is much life that lives above the lands of HEl-A, above Aru, in the more natural cavern that extends upwards. And with this wind, a lot of those things fly, and you can see swarms, probably creatures very much like your little Z. They fly in, they're like bats almost. They fly in, just big swarms, but also smaller insectoid, maybe kind of a yellowish mist. But these things are being along with the wind, are being taken down and now are descending upon the city of Aru. And you kind of see that as you're being taken further down. So that's you. Zinnia, do you continue to chase Zenith, or do you try to turn back?
I think try to turn back. Like, he has the glider.
Okay. And most people they know if you fall, like, most people have some kind of emergency parachute or a glider or something, and you try to just make your way to the wall. Most people will report somebody that falls, and the regulators will come to try to save usually. So I mean, that's just kind of a standard operating procedure thing. So I mean, everybody who lives here has been prepared with this information. They know what to do. Head towards a wall and try to hang on. If you can't make it back up, if you can't catch the next wind, you know what I mean? So you turn around. So you are you, so you're enacting your hover? Okay. So it is very difficult to hover and to move. So enacting this is going to require level effort.
Okay.
In order to do, just so you can, are you able to input 2 levels in?
Yes.
You can? Okay. I was going to say, in order to stay where you are right now, it's going to require level effort. If you want to try to ascend with your hover, it's going to require 2 levels of effort, because you're having to put everything you have into this power just to, because you can ascend and descend with hover, right?
Yeah. Let me double check. Hover. Yeah, I can float up to a short distance.
Right. So in order to do that, you would have to put in 2 levels of effort.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay. So you're doing that. Back in the back over to Taiwu. Taiwu, you hit this beam. You're pulling this this glider with this kit attached, and they're kind of like, ah! And it comes right up within like a foot of your little device.
Can I make a choice before that happens? Because I as he's pulling the kid towards him, how am I to the am I on the grate? I'm just assuming I'm on the grate. How close am I to the edge of the fall?
I mean, you're on the near the bottom of this residential tower. So you're just kind of on a landing there. So you can be as close to the edge of this landing as you want.
Yeah. So as the kid is getting closer, right when he gets probably maybe about 5 feet from me, because Taiwo would be standing on the edge, he would stop the beam, and his action would be to the strange metal that looks like braces on his arms would extend out and grab the child by their neck and suspend them just for the edge of the fall.
Okay. And as they get closer, you see that it's actually a young woman. She gets close enough. You see kind of her hair pulled back in a little ponytail. And yeah, you reach out and you see a zipper that kind of runs up the front of her little like jumpsuit kind of thing, and that metal kind of constricts that zipper, because you're using move metal, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That part is metal of the suit. So yeah, you kind of can grab the front of her jumpsuit and just kind of like suspend her, because she's, like I said, she's only like 13, 14, okay. A little older than you. And she's kind of just hanging on the glider. She's like, what? Just bring me. Why did you stop?
The fallen god has chosen you, and I have interrupted his blessing.
What the fuck? What are you talking about? Shh. There's a wind. That's never happened. How do you know?
Your offering This must be paid. Your offering.
And he's gonna like look down towards anything of value that he can see, be it a belt buckle, shiny metal, or whatever, and just continue to hold her above the edge.
Your offering.
You can have my glider. It's just the wing, the hinge is broken, but it's a pretty nice one. I just got it for my last birthday. My brother was really jealous.
Can I? Would Taiwu have the insight to know that this is a valuable piece of equipment?
I mean, everybody lives here. I mean, it's like you live in a neighborhood where every kid's got a bike, so you know what the good bikes and the shitty bikes are, and except it's with gliders, right? Or grappling hooks, or any way of ambulating, any way of getting around, right? So you can tell, like, this is, upper mid-grade, not quite the best tier, but it's,
Okay.
But yeah, it just looks like one of the hinges on one of the wings is kind of broken, but otherwise it's in pretty good shape.
Okay.
But she's just kind of like holding it out, like looking down again at nothing, and just like, please just take it out. I have a calculator. I just came from school. I can bring you anything, my toys from home. What do you want?
Non-stop prattling is not going to save you. Only I can save you.
Then why don't you? I don't understand. What did I do?
Hand it to me.
I'm trying, but you got me too far away.
Taiwu will bring her just a little bit closer, just enough so that he can grab the edge of the glider, yank it from her, and put it down to the ground.
Okay.
He is going to bring her closer to the edge, but that grip on those zippers, he knows it's around her throat.
Mm-hmm.
Taiwu is not stupid, for he is very small. And fear of any type of retribution, Taiwu cannot have. So he's going to choke her. He's going to increase the pressure until he knows she is no longer a threat.
Well, I mean, she's like being suspended from you over nothing and weeping openly. She has made no move against you.
Okay.
Other than crying.
Taiwu notices. This offering will do.
And he places her down. He grabs the glider and scurries off to the first piece of shadow that he can find.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of scurry off, and she just kind of like sits there, and you see her just kind of like typing like on her wrist. Everybody has like some kind of a messenger, and she's just like very peckishly just kind of like typing, and it's not long until Bass, you're talking with Ruth in her house, and you finally have kind of calmed her down, and you see her wrist communicator, her wrist messenger, like beat up. She's like, oh, Noble, she's over on the slums tower. She's safe. Doesn't have a glider though, but she's safe. We need to go get her. And it looks like she's getting ready to like go up.
Must resist temptation to sweep in while she's vulnerable. She's so confused right now with all of her emotions. I'm such a scumbag. As well as my character. I think I'm gonna help her up. Hand very carefully on the small of her back and leading her by her beeping communicator hand. I'm like, come, let's go get her. And maybe, possibly, I can reconnect her with Zenith if Zenith's not there. Well, please, Emma, don't be threatening me with mean threats on Twitter. I promise I won't sweep in. No.
Damn it.
Oh, this will be interesting.
Yeah, yes. And I'm going to start leading her by the hand.
Okay.
In an almost Willy Wonka type fashion, come with me and we'll see how to save your falling children. They are named. I've stopped there.
Noble.
Koba Noble. Yeah, she tells Koba and Zen, the older son, it's like, Zen, watch Koba, I'll be right back. Do not leave this apartment. And he starts to protest, but she shuts him up and shuts the door.
Jen shouldn't be around Koba. He's been throwing up. I'm not there. I'm just saying.
These are the things that a father knows. But yeah, you lead her up, up a few flights. You're out on the council tower's ledge, and like you can look across to the tower that Noble is on, and you can make her out. She's on the very bottom landing. She's just kind of like sitting there, like leaning against the wall, away from the ledge, just kind of knees tucked up in her chest. The rush of wind is still there. It is still beating down. Most people haven't tried to hazard it. By now, like anybody who has fallen, they have fallen. A lot of people have been caught by various emergency nets and those kinds of things. Zinnia, you're starting to get a headache trying to maintain your hover, and as the wind continues to buffet you, Zenith, you're being just tossed as you continue to tumble down, and that is when everyone, as you're just like, what do we do? I don't know. And as suddenly as the wind came, it stopped. Like a grand total of just a few minutes. The winds usually last an hour, but it just stops. And there's a stillness. You think you can still hear the cries of some people that have fallen. What would Zinnia, you begin shooting up, like putting that much effort into your hover, you actually like move a little quicker than normal, and you begin just kind of rocketing upwards. Zenith, you go ahead and give me another speed roll, just to actually like even out as the winds kind of rush past you and are done.
Okay. What's the I got an 8. I didn't say I put any effort into it.
Oh, well, like I said, this was just to level out, right? And there's no wind or anything, so it was only a level 2 anyway. Sorry, I need to get in the habit of I forget sometimes, but it was only a level 2, so you only need a 6. So you kind of level out, and you just kind of look up, and you're just now in a kind of doing a slow circuit. You look up and you see Zinnia like just shooting up and away. You were taken down pretty far. You can still see some of the people that were falling. You see some people with parachutes down this low, kind of heading towards the walls like they're supposed to.
Yeah, the walls are like sticky, right?
Actually, that's above HEl-A. The walls below. In here, like the walls are made of a something between metal and concrete, some kind of hybrid material, but it is definitely manufactured. It is synthetic, and it is uniform. But there are every now and again there's a outjutting of like piping or something, and like I said, everybody knows if you were to fall and you have a glider or a parachute or something, you just kind of head that way. And so that's what you see, probably a clutch of like 5 or 6 people that have all kind of like yelled out. It looks like they're all kind of heading in the same direction, as you're just kind of doing this circuit, and you're still falling because there's no updraft right now. So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to go towards the walls as well, even though I've always been interested in the fall. It is not my current obsession. My current obsession is the Regulators and what they're trying to do to suppress my voice and suppress the truth. So I'm going to take a good long look at what's below me as I try to get to the edge. And
okay, yeah, you look down, and there's nothing. It is the absence of light, the absence of color. It is a vacuum for sight itself. And near the walls, after a time, you can kind of see the lead parachute person kind of, you hear a call, or you hear him yell out something, like a cry of not alarm, but of just, you know, the equivalent of land ho, basically. You just hear him call that out to the others that are kind of following as they're kind of parachuting down and towards the wall. But that's the only thing you kind of see below you.
okay. I'm gonna just keep trying to go towards the wall if I can. And if I have it, am I under control enough to have a free hand?
Yes. I would say that, yeah, you can kind of maneuver one of your hands free to, as you're just kind of leaning into the glider as you're just doing a slow circle.
Okay. I'm gonna call Noble.
Okay.
I'll use my hands free.
Your hands free. You're gonna do voice to text.
Yeah, I'm gonna do voice to text.
Okay.
Autocorrect. Be careful.
Yeah, I'm gonna do you can stop me, but I'm gonna do an intrusion as you're doing this.
Okay. I'm not gonna stop you.
Okay. It says, interesting. NPC is hard of hearing, so unless you can find some nonverbal technique, the difficulty of this interaction is increased by 2 steps. I'm going to kind of convert that for what we're doing here. You're almost out of range for the messaging network of Aru.
Okay.
So in order for you to send this message off,
It's gonna cost me so much. It's gonna be.
how much effort can you actually put in?
What kind of role is it?
It's going to be an int.
I have an edge in int, so I guess that means I can do 2.
Well, no, I mean, what's your effort, though? Is your effort 1 or 2?
Shit. I don't think I wrote that down. I think that's the one.
It's the one you didn't level up?
No, that's one of. Did I level that up? I don't think I did. What?
That's the one I always say for last, but.
Well, I picked one to put an edge in. I put an edge in another one.
Okay.
I can't remember which was which. I think intellect is the most of my skills key off it, but is effort one that you have to actually put?
I mean, effort is effort. That's just. That's
but like
trying to make
is that a separate thing that you level up with XP, or is it just a thing?
Yes. Yeah, it's a separate metric.
I fucked up.
That's
I didn't
okay.
do it.
It's okay. You start with 1.
I have extra XP I could use.
It's okay. But I would just say that you have to put a level of effort into this. And go ahead and give me a roll. And with this roll, this is going to be an int roll. Put 1 level of effort into it. And this is going to be starting level 4.
So I'll go down to level 3.
Got down to level 3, and this is you just like, as you're falling, typing in whatever message you want to type in and hitting send before you leave the range.
Okay. So yeah, my typing is, Noble, I saw you. Are you safe? It's your dad. I love you. Bye. I won't even say bye.
Okay. And not even.
Or no, he's not gonna say. He's gonna say, Noble, I'm coming to get you.
Okay.
I love you, Dad.
All right. So give me that roll. You need a 9 or better.
18.
18. Okay, yeah. I will say that is good enough. That is good enough that you actually get a response just before your last bar disappears from your your signal meter. You actually get a response. No, and Noble is the one that she doesn't really like you at all. Like she's
my least favorite as well.
Yeah, she pretty much hates you. But you get a response that says, "Please hurry. Some kid took my glider."
Say there's
And
they'll say to himself, "There's riots in the city. It's what they wanted to have happen."
And so that's just kind of like, "Please hurry. Some kid took my glider." And there's a frowny face emoji after that.
Yeah.
And so but yeah, after that the signal on your messenger, it craps out. Just no service. And so so what direction do you head? Do you continue just kind of following a circle, or are you heading towards where you see this group of people heading?
I'm headed towards the group.
Okay. So that's what you're doing.
Poised and ready to strike if necessary.
Okay. All right. Bass. You've made it to the ledge there with Ruth. How are y'all going to head over to where Noble is? Are you just gonna try to take a zip line? Do you have a glider? Are you gonna try to rent one, buy one?
Well, let's make a decision here.
Because it looks like Ruth's like about to head over to the the zip line, like as you kind of.
I let her know that I'll handle it, and that I will slide across and get her, and I am well trained in all these sorts of tasks with my explorers, dark places, foci. It gives me a lot of benefits to doing this sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you can. It's literally just like to zip line over. It's like a level 1 task to just hang on.
That's so good. I got a 4.
Yeah. So I mean, this is actually it's a decent distance. It's not the longest one, but the council hub is kind of the centralized in the town, so it pretty much connects to all the major towers. So that's what's nice about most people come here and then they head somewhere else. So yeah, you zip line across, and as you're about halfway there, and you kind of feel a kind of a jerk on the line, and you look back, and Ruth did not listen to you. She hopped on like right after you were halfway there, just like you're supposed to. And it looks like she's coming down after you.
No, that's good. She's a strong woman and she's dedicated to her family.
And so you're heading across. Taiwu, did you hang around? You said you ran off into a shadow. The girl that you saved, she just kind of stays out there. She kind of moves away from the ledge against the building that's nearest there, and just kind of hunches up against it, knees in the chest. You hear her typing on her messenger keypad, and kind of sobbing. What do you do? Did you hang around or did you leave?
Yeah, Taiwu definitely is going to hang around. He went to the shadows, to not be seen from that pretty despicable act, and B to hide the glider.
Okay,
he doesn't have to carry it around.
Okay.
So he's definitely staring at her curiously, but he's also still in opportunity mode. So how many people were falling? Are there any people that hit the ground, that splatted, that are in my general area?
Well, the way the towers are built, or at least this one, like no one felt like these 2 kids were the only ones that fell like in your area.
Okay.
So no, there's nobody splatted from higher up down here.
Okay.
What you do hear though, you can start to hear the screeching of these flying vermin that the thing that freaking Zenith Dans has on his shoulder, but you haven't met him yet. But yeah, these things are like these kind of flying squirrel bat creatures, like something in between the two. They're vermin that usually hang out above HEl-A, but they come down sometimes and just, you know, they'll attack people if they get too close, or if they have like food out in the open or something like that. But for the most part, they're cowardly. But the wind has brought swarms of them down, and so you can start to hear screeching as you're like looking up, and the girl is like, you hear her crying kind of intensify, but she's like frozen in place. She's not moving as you hear these things kind of flying down, screeching. But you also see coming across the zip line towards this tower, you see someone. I mean, it's hard to make out, but there's definitely people heading this way.
Okay, and I have no idea who that person is, and the bats are coming.
Yeah, you're not sure who the person flying across is. No, not at all. But yeah, these kind of flying squirrel bat. These flying squirrel bat things, yeah, you know that they swarm, and they can be kind of nasty if you're caught alone, but they're generally not like fatal to most people, like experienced scrappers. You're not sure about this kid.
I have a father. Is this my prince? Okay.
Tawu's gonna gain off and step outside of the shadows, and move very quickly to the young lady, and you must be away from the edge. You have not been saving. You have not been saved for no purpose. Come over here. And he's gonna like reach for her arm, and yeah, he's gonna make that motion.
Okay, so you're trying to plead with her, which this is a social interaction.
Yeah.
And you've already attacked her.
Yes.
Your hideous gives you one step in your detriment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for her to listen to you, this is going to be a level 5. No, wait, no, hang on. This is going to be a level 6 task. Like, you attacked her, you stole from her, and you're hideous. Now that she can actually see you, she's like recoils a bit. So this is going to be a very, very hard task. You need an 18 or better right now. You could put some effort into this. This is going to be an intellect roll. Intellect roll. So I don't know if you have anything for.
Is it could his looking out for her best interests be considered a form of intimidation?
Okay. If you were like running up to her, like, get in there right now or else.
Right.
I mean, that would be intimidation.
Okay.
It depends on how are you doing this. It sounds like you're trying to plead with her to get out, but
well, he's trying to plead with his god. He doesn't want to piss his god off. So if it would take intimidation, this is more of an effort to save his own ass than it is more of saving her ass.
Okay, well, never mind then. Okay, so your hideous is pleasant social interactions. This is not a pleasant social interaction, so you don't have one further. So this would only be a level 5. So that's 15. So if you're trained in intimidation, so that brings it down to a level 4.
Okay.
If you wanted to put effort, you could lower it further, but right now you're at a level 4, so that's a 12 or better on a D20.
This is important to appease his god, so he would certainly put forth the effort. And it would be 2 levels of effort. I have a what is it? 2 I got a 2 edge to my intellect.
Okay, so 1 level of effort only costs you 1 point out of your pool.
Right.
And so you're down to a level 3 now.
Okay, and then I would spend 1 more effort pool because this is important.
You have 2 effort?
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, you were absolutely right. You're right. So it's down to a level 3 now.
Yep. So you need a 9 or better.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. That's a 3.
Yeah, she actually runs away from you closer to the ledge, but like a part of the ledge that actually has like a lot of like kind of grading or fencing.
Okay.
There's a corner there that she kind of like hunkers down in away from you as far as she can get. And she's just kind of looking back at you, just terrified, but out in the open as the screech grows louder. And as the screech does grow louder and you're there in the open, Bass, as you're approaching, you're almost to the landing, and you can see this little boy kind of come out of the shadows, and you see Noble run away from him over to the edge, and you're coming, you're tearing ass down the zip line, and it has kind of a high pitched, like a whine to it, but you start to hear like a reverberation under that whine. But actually it's over the whine as you look up and you can see this swarm of these flying kind of bat squirrel things, these vermin. You know Zenith at least enough to know that he has a pet one of these, but yeah, these things are coming down. They were disturbed by the wind and now they're riled up. So as you're landing, we're going to go ahead and roll initiative. As there's this swarm here, you see this kid. You're not really sure what's going on there, but yeah. So everyone, give me an initiative roll.
18.
16.
2.
10.
Actually, Zenith, you're cool not being in this, but Zinnia, you were actually rocketing back up pretty near this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will just say that, we'll go ahead and get yours. So I'm sorry, Grant, what was yours?
16.
Nope, you did.
Well, I wrote it in chat as well. 16.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you are. Yeah, there you are. Zinnia?
10.
Taiwu?
2. I woo for 2.
That sucks, man. Yeah. You actually go after these pathetic things.
You're not pathetic, you're just misunderstood.
There's many scholars that understand them quite well, and they would consider them pathetic. They don't have heart. They look at them with an academic spirit, not an emotional one.
You're seeing through the lens of their society, man.
Yeah. So these kind of, you're not sure if they're reptiles or what. They have kind of a fur on them, but they also have some scales. Kind of weird and gross. They don't smell good. And they have very almost translucent wings. So it looks kind of creepy. They're long, skinny arms, spindly arms with this membrane stretched between them. But Bass, you're pretty much like, as this starts, your move is you kind of coming off the zip line onto the landing. So what would you like to do? And you're all kind of like converging all at once as these things are. It looks like they're swarming down on this kid and Noble.
How many are there?
It is a swarm. Like you're not sure. Hundreds.
How large are they? So it's
like the creatures themselves are only like they're like small, like flying squirrel size, right? So they're not known for being being able to mortally wound people. But if you've never seen this many in a group before, though, they generally travel around in groups of like 10 to 20 to 30. But this is in the hundreds. So, there's a lot of things that are that don't have precedent that are happening today.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let's give it a shot. I'm going to charge and try to get up to Noble where Noble is. It's Cypher, so you can only do one thing. So I'm going to try to close the gap to at least be there and get between Noble and the swarm.
Okay, okay. In that case, I'm going to need a speed roll for, modified by running if you're trained in that skill.
I am
because this is going to be, it's just short of 100 feet, but that's a long distance. So I believe that is normally a level 4 running roll to be able to move that far.
I got a 17.
Okay, yeah. So you literally hit the ground running, and you don't stop. You get right over to Noble, and she's like staring at this kid, but now is just looking straight up and just like covering her head, like screaming as you get over to her in the corner there, and you now have you're over her. Zinnia, you're kind of rocketing up with your hover. And about a little over a long distance away, you get up high enough, and you can see over at this tower. There's one person that just landed coming off the zip line, another person that is about halfway down the zip line heading to the same spot, and you hear the scream of a young child as you definitely see a swarm of these freaking vermin rat things that the guy that you just saved had one on his shoulder. But this is a whole swarm, and you're not sure if this is what he was talking about when he said his kid was whatever, but it's kind of the direction he was pointing. So would you like to do anything?
I would like to get over there if I can.
Okay. Do you have a mode of movement laterally other than vertically?
I believe hover allows you to move that way, just short distances. It doesn't say specifically up and down, it just says movement. But I do have a cipher right now, flow, which allows me to do a double move.
Okay. Well, I would say if you use that, then you could use your hover and zip right over there. It would basically be the equivalent of just opening a thruster behind you, or using a fire extinguisher, or
It's super janky looking, but it works.
Yeah, it's literally just like a burst of inertia, and you're just kind of rocketed over. You get
last for an hour.
Okay, so that just keeps going, so you can move double.
As long as I use a move action, I use another action to move immediately, basically.
Okay, cool. All right, well then, you turn this thing on, and it's like an inertial dampener. You just kind of feel lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
So,
or actually, the opposite. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. So that gets you over to the landing. So you get right there to the edge there. You grab onto the railing right as these things kind of swarm down, and it is my turn. So this swarm is going to come down, and it's going to attack Taiwu, and it's going to attack. It was heading for Noble, but now Bass is in the way. So these things just kind of like, it's total Batman Begins. They just kind of swarm down and around you, and they're just kind of like screeching and just kind of nipping at you as they just hungrily crave your flesh. So they move down. Can I get a speed defense roll? So it's going to be a speed roll. If you're trained in defense, that can modify this. The swarm itself is level 3.
Okay, I've got to beat a 9. Can I use one level of effort?
Yes, you sure can. You can use a level of effort out of your speed pool.
So you said this attack is level 3, right?
Yes.
Right. So now the level of effort makes it a 2, so I just got to beat a 6 now, right?
Correct.
Okay. Make sure my math was right. Sorry. Okay. Nat 20.
Major effect.
Okay.
They devour each other.
Okay. So, Taiwu, do you have a suggestion for your major effect? What you would like it to be?
Yeah. You said the little girl is by a fence, right?
Yeah.
It's in this moment that Taiwu feels the pull that that is a part of his soul, and he reaches out towards that fence and bends it to his will around him to make a turtle shell of fencing to surround him while the bats creatures are spilling towards him.
Okay, yeah, you just kind of like wrap yourself up with pieces of metal from the fencing and the ledge there. You just kind of create a shell, and they just kind of tink tink tink. You hear just like, these things nipping at metal, and you're totally fine. Bass.
Yes. 1 second.
Uh-oh.
It looks like Twitch is being twitchy.
Okay, so Dakul. Dakul.
Dakul.
Like literally just like snap back into.
Dakul would rule in this city.
No, he would be the fucking bomb. So, Taiwu, sorry. So you can see like kind of the trickle of blood as these things kind of hammer into your shell. So you took care of some of them. And then Bass, tell everybody what happened with you. Oh,
I succeeded.
yep.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting hit by lag spikes now on my end.
No, I mean, like, dude, this is just like I have two frames of movement and then in endless circle.
Yeah, we're not even actually seeing lag spikes on my end. It seems to be Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Well, shit. I don't know. I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to like?
Oh, just getting good.
Yeah.
Do you want? I mean,
I'm here for the team. Whatever's the best decision to make.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I'm willing to like wait it out, but I mean,
yeah. Well, if we're gonna wait it out, I'm gonna go grab a beer.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go see if Twitch is saying anything about it.
Okay. I'm gonna take a quick bio.
Same here.
Okay, let me go to the loading screen. Hop in, because it looks healthy on my side. So we'll hold it there for a second. Whoever's watching the stream, yeah, just give me.
I mean, we're kind of mid combat, so I mean,
Yeah.
be a hectic place to start or to have a cliffhanger, but it doesn't matter to me. Like
I think we should at least try to get to a good stopping point,
yeah.
and hopefully it that's weird.
So we are back.
We are indeed. Indubitably.
Before I forget, I forgot from the intrusion, I forgot to give out an XP, so I'm going to give it to Zinnia.
Cool. All right. I mean, it's looking like Twitch is humming right along. So you succeeded on your speed defense roll, Bass. So kind of you cover up Noble, and you kind of feel the kind of the pulling at the backs of your clothes, but it's not enough to really tear through. These little things, claws and teeth, can't really get. You might need a new jacket or whatever, but you managed to cover up enough. You kind of look around and you see like a lot of this swarm is just being ground up as this metal shell from the pieces of the railing that Taiwu kind of ripped off and used as a shell. It's just kind of slowly like rotating around them, and they're kind of being cut up as they're like hammering into it. So a lot of some of the swarm is taken care of there. So that's those things turn. So now it is officially Taiwu. It is your turn.
All right. Man, okay. So I'm what does it look like in my shell? Can I see out clearly, or is it covered in creatures?
I just kind of described it just now as like it didn't form a complete shell. It just kind of was like pieces of metal moving around you that formed kind of a slow motion blender that these things kind of flew into, and they're just getting caught on the edges, and blood's kind of flying around. You take care of some of the swarm with this defensive action.
Uh-huh.
But now that it's your turn, the pieces kind of fall to the side as you're not really like using it anymore.
Okay.
I mean, they're still there for you to use your powers on if you want, but the swarm is still around.
Is there any type of a hiding place, an entrance to a building, underneath another piece of metal, or something that a 10-year-old sized kid could find cover for?
Definitely. There's a couple of doorways to the building you're next to. You kind of hid in a little alleyway. That's where you kind of hid first. There's also some refuse off to the opposite the alleyway. From using the doors as kind of a focus point. The alleyway's on one side. There's some rubble over here that you could get under. It's got barrels and boxes and stuff you could squeeze in and under. So yeah, there's multiple places.
Okay, and man, what is the little girl's name? Let me write this down. I want to stop calling her little girl. The one that I tried to save.
Noble?
Oh, Noble. That's it. Sorry. Okay. I don't write
the one you saved or the one you mugged?
The potato. I mean, So
I mean,
look,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you look at it, but yeah. I mean, like this. Whoever came over on the zip line, you're not sure you've ever seen him before, but yeah, he's over there like protecting her right now.
Okay.
And you can see another woman coming down the zip line. She'll be here next round.
Oh, that's way too many people. Yeah, Tawu's out of here. He's going to head towards that alley. So if anything does come, it's the
okay.
It's a one-way kind of attack instead of just getting totally swarmed. So he's going to run into that particular area, and hopefully I'm seeing that maybe I can kind of maybe like look out and see what's going on.
But are you trying to hide?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely trying to hide.
Okay. So I believe that is hiding speed or intellect? I think it's speed, right? Pretty sure it's speed. Yeah, we'll just do opposed rolls if anybody wants
But
to.
I do have skill in stealth. I'm sorry,
Okay.
say that again.
No, you're skilled in stealth, so we'll do opposed rolls. So any kind of skill training would give you a +3 to your roll.
Okay.
So if it's another player that's trying to find you, it will do opposed rolls. And if it's a non-player character, we'll just use their level. And most of them won't be able, depending on what you roll. So yeah, just give me a roll and add 3 to it.
18, so that'll be a 21.
Okay, yeah. So basically, you just hit at a level 7. You just turn into a ghost down that alley, and nobody even really knows if you were really there. So Bass, it is your turn. Most of the swarm is still there. Some of it was taken care of by this little kid's whatever he did. So what would you like to do?
I want to get Noble and start bringing Noble back to Ruth.
Okay. I mean, you look over and you see Ruth is about to land, coming off the zip line. So would you like to stay out here on the landing, or do you want to try to find a place to hide?
We'll be out here on the...
You just want to move back over to the end of the zip line?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's...
Because now I
you
must
can move...
protect Ruth and Noble.
Okay. So yeah, you can move with her either a short distance or and you'd be almost to the zip line. You would be within a short move to the zip line, or you can try to move the whole way to it.
I think we're gonna try to hustle.
Alrighty. Go ahead and give me that. Go ahead and give me that roll for the running roll. And since you have someone with you, we're gonna, instead of a level 4 running roll, we're gonna make this a level 5 because you're trying to let this kid keep up with you. Yeah. So
I can't spend the effort. I'll die. I would like to spend an XP to re-roll.
okay.
I was doing so well, now I'm down to 0. I was supposed to spend that XP to get a girlfriend. I rolled a 19. Get a minor effect.
So yeah, you just kind of pick the kid up and make your way all the way over. And I'll even say with a minor effect, you managed to pick up a piece of like plate scrap to use as a shield that you can use as an asset, like to help protect.
Yeah,
right?
That, or if we survive, I want dinner at Ruth's tonight, and I want the new man to not be there.
Okay. Do you want your minor effect to be picking up the shield or a later social encounter?
I'll take the shield for now, only because I can always take intrusions later.
Well, the whole idea is you want somebody else to take an intrusion. Sorry. Anyway, that was terrible. All right. So you managed to kind of like, there's a piece of this metal that has like a handle on it, and you managed to kind of pick it up, and hold it up, and you have Noble on your arm, and you're kind of covering your face, and you hustle over, and you're there waiting as Ruth is coming to land. Zinnia, you are right there, like you're near the zip line where this guy is running over. The little kid there, he just kind of, you didn't really see where he went. You saw the swarm kind of come around him, and you see the metal plates that were surrounding him drop, and he's just gone. And then you see this other older gentleman, kind of baldish with a hawkish nose, pick up a kid and run across, and he's heading towards the zip line where this woman is just about to make landing. The swarm is still about. It looks like these things are riled up and hungry. you know they do eat flesh, and so you're kind of standing there as this swarm is kind of near you, just kind of zipping around looking for a new target. What would you like to do?
Okay, so there's two people. It seems like, at least to Zenya, it seems like that's already dealt with. Like the kid with older man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like
well,
somebody's got this kid,
Yeah.
protecting him. But yeah, you're just kind of standing there, like right at this ledge, near a swarm of these beasties.
Yeah, she don't want to hang around for too long, but she's also kind of concerned about where that other kid went. She's like, where? What?
Well, I mean, if you would like to make a perception check, you can try to find the kid.
What, and beat like a 7?
I mean, technically, right now it would be a level 7 task.
Jesus Christ.
It's not impossible. It's
Not
just improbable.
Yeah.
I mean, you do you have training in perception?
I don't. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, you could spend effort to make it probable.
Yeah, it would be probable but difficult.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I apologize. Possible.
Yeah.
No, not probable.
I mean, it will become a probability rather than before, which would not be a probability. Could I have a way of?
It's very true. You need 18 or better, so it's up to you. Do you want to try to look for the kid? You want to just bug out? What do you want to do?
I think probably just head out. Probably just zip.
Okay. So you're just wanting to kind of zip on out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you do that. Bass, you kind of see this little girl fly over and then just look around and then fly away. And the swarm itself, hang on, let me just want to see. How far did you move, Zinnia?
It would have been the double movement, so.
Okay, so a long distance. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You move well past where everybody is, and the swarm looks like it was coming after you, but it looks like you can severely outpace it.
I kind of, actually, can I adjust something?
Sure.
I want to try to taunt this swarm to come after me.
Okay. All right. Give me an intellect roll.
Okay.
Do you have training in like deception or anything like that?
Nope, not deception, but.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not. This would only be like a level 3. I mean, these things aren't that smart, and it's a swarm, and they're starving and hungry. So, I mean, if you're talking about just like I'm going to stay just ahead of how fast they can move.
Yeah. It's basically like a, hey, come after me instead of.
Yeah. So yeah, this would be a level. Basically, you're like a level 3 like ruse is what you're trying to do. So
Cool. I will spend 1 level of effort.
Okay, so that brings it to a 2. So 6 or better.
That's good because that was a 7.
All right. Yeah, you have the majority of a swarm of these nasty, rabid little flying rat bat squirrel things, just like, and they're just kind of like nipping and screaming and they just look pissed off as hell, and they're staying just like right behind you. I mean, they can move a short distance. It looks like they can move a short distance in flight, and you're moving like basically a short distance plus 5 feet is the way I kind of imagine this. So you're like literally just ahead of them, and they're kind of nipping at you. You just kind of push ahead.
Yeah, like one gets on my leg, and I just like shake it off, kick it off. Yeah.
And Bass, you see this girl, and Taiwu. You I believe you said you were hiding, but you were still keeping a watch out. Yeah, you see this little girl just kind of like come over and just take off and fly away, and the swarm kind of starts to follow her, and you see it just kind of keep following her for a time. Now, and so the danger has passed. for everybody except for well, the danger's technically passed for Zinnia also. It's not going to pass her. So yeah, just it's pretty much however long you want. Like if you want to try to lead it to the edge of the city, which direction do you lead this swarm?
Probably to the edge of the city, so I'm not just dropping it off in the middle of other people.
Yeah, okay. Basically, if you were kind of looking top down on the city here, where you are is about 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Near the edge. So I mean, it's not that far to kind of head out to the rim of the city itself. I mean, it's the way you kind of go anyway to go to your secret spot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, you kind of like head out, and once you kind of reach the edge of the city, the light from above kind of filters down, and you know it would be like a perfect time to be in your spot if things were different.
Yeah, if there weren't a swarm of weird creatures chasing me.
trying to bite your flesh off your face. But yeah, you easily you lead them outside the edge of the city, and once you get out here, you can see the swarm kind of dissipate and begin flying back up. Now that there's like not a lot around, and you can tell they've just kind of gotten frustrated and tired of following you. But yeah, you managed to kind of lead the swarm away from the city. Zenith. After it seems like 15, maybe 20 minutes of just kind of a slow descent, following these people who are just kind of parachuting down, you see what the guy was calling after. You see a dim glow of green coming from the wall. And sure enough, it's not long until you can see like all these people basically finding purchase on the side of the wall and kind of hanging there. Some of them pulling out pitons, kind of hammering in, or they have these, little. One of them just pulls out a little gun. It shoots a rod into the wall itself, and he hooks himself to it. And they begin passing around ropes and everything to kind of cling together, much like climbing gear. Just kind of hang out here. But
I check to see if my glider has anything like that.
Your glider does not. It is a very basic model. It works. It glides, but it does not have any of the extra like kind of safety features that some of the higher end models do. So the higher end models have their own they'll have like a grappling hook that shoots out the top of it. When you get near the wall, you just shoot it into it, or shoot into a tower or whatever. It can be used as a grappling hook also. Some of them have snack dispensers, much like Aang's from the later season of Avatar.
Nice.
Hey, sometimes you're gliding for a long time, you need a snack. But yeah, this is a very basic one. But you do see it looks like they see you, and as you're kind of doing your descent, you can see them kind of like motioning for you to come over. And there's just a line of them against the wall, and there's like 6 of them. And it looks like they've all kind of anchored themselves in some way or another. One of them has like a chair that's literally just kind of, its harness is bolted into the wall, and he's just kind of like hanging there, his feet dangling into nothing. But you definitely see a glow of green from about another 20 feet below where they have all kind of like landed. And it does kind of light up this area. And it's just kind of a pale but steady green light. So do you try to go ahead and swoop in near where they are?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to land.
All right, go ahead and give me a speed roll.
Okay.
Maneuver the glider in.
Okay, I'm gonna put effort into it.
Before you do that, go ahead and roll initiative. No reason.
13.
Okay, cool.
If you took my good roll, I'm going to be sad prude.
I'm sorry.
Okay. What's my level?
Okay, so you're kind of, you've slowed your approach. You think enough, but this is literally, you're just gonna try to slow up just enough to kind of grab onto one of them. It looks like you see a couple of them. One of them's got a rope ready. It looks like they're ready to tie it around you, so you can have it anchored somehow. Great. But So yeah, this is going to be a level 3.
Okay, so I'm putting effort in to make it a level 2. Roll nat 20.
Nat 20 with an effect. So you kind of swoop up. You kind of do the whole thing where you like do the last minute pull up where you almost stop moving right in front of them. And they like 2 of the guys reach out and they grab you like, we got you. And one of them starts to loop basically like a loose harness around your shoulders and neck, just kind of a, you know, just to hang on to you.
Okay.
And you know, you even manage to retain the glider if you want to keep hanging on to it.
Yeah.
And you know, and they're like, you know, and all of them look just shocked. Like they're all just, it looks like they're in shock. They've done what they did to survive, but they're just kind of like, nobody's ever been down this far. What the hell is that light down there? And so luckily for you and that nat 20, right as you're kind of like strapped into place and everything, the 5th wind finally comes, and a wind from below ushers up, more forceful than it normally is. Normally it's enough to fly on, but it's steady. This is something different. There's turbulence, it fluctuates, but it flows up, and you are ripped like out of their hands. But luckily, because you were strapped in, your rope holds true, and they all have strapped themselves in, and they're like clinging on for dear life. So you're not going to require a roll to hang on here, but you are kind of tossed about as the rope goes to its full extent, which is about 20 feet, and you know, until the wind like kind of dies down, you're just kind of yeah, it's awful. You bang against the wall a couple of times, and it's terrible.
But the wind's going up.
But it's an updraft, like always and forever.
Yeah. When can I do my thing?
What do you want to do?
I want to go with the updraft and go back up to the city.
Okay, so do you cut your rope then?
I do. I'll tell them. I'll tell them you all should come up with me. Have I ever seen anything like that light before?
There are lights at the most extremes edges of the lands of HEl-A. And you have gone both directions. Okay.
Yes.
There is a red light and there is a blue light, and that is one way that people they use it for navigation. They know which direction at least they're going. Mm-hmm. But basically, if Otter was like a clock face, right? That I mentioned earlier. 3 o'clock is red, 9 o'clock is blue. But there is a light but those lights, they kind of oscillate. They flash on and off.
Okay.
So
like a lighthouse, yeah.
Almost like a lighthouse. And so people out in the lands of HEl-A, if they're ranging far away from the city, they usually can see one of these lights depending on which side of the city they're on, right? And so they kind of use that for navigation out in the distance.
Okay.
But this is a solid green, like I said, a dull green light. Mm-hmm. That is below. So, but you said that you wanted to. Do you want to cut your rope? And
I want to tell them something. I want to talk to them, and then I want to cut my rope.
Okay. All right. It's going to take a lot of screaming. But yeah, you think you can get
Daniel Stern. I can scream all day. That's why you hire me.
It's true. Actually, yes. Part of his shtick. So go ahead. What do you want to tell him?
He's gonna tell them, you should probably come with me. I used to be a regulator. You're down pretty far. And
they're kind of screaming back, are we sure it'll last? The downwind only lasted a few minutes. You think it'll last till we get up there?
I'm gonna try. I got my kids up there.
Okay. Hi. Okay. I'm gonna go too. And you know, it looks like a couple of them are gonna go. Like, there's a couple of them though that they're like, we're just gonna wait for rescue. I don't want to fall even further.
We'll tell them you're here.
Don't forget about us.
Never.
Yeah. And so, yeah, go ahead. Okay, in that case, when you cut your rope, I'm going to need a might roll to maintain grip on your glider as you're wrenched and just kind of ripped up. So give me a might roll. This is going to be a level 4.
Okay, dokes. All right. I'm going to put effort into that edge in there. I rolled a 3. It's not good enough. Can I use you can use XP to do an auto?
You can use a 1 XP to reroll. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. That was a 7. Can I do it again? Let's do it again.
I'm not sure. Grant, I mean, you're using an XP. I would say.
You mean keep using XPs to reroll?
Yeah.
I think it might raise the task difficulty. Let me double check.
Yeah, because it was like a 3, and now it'd be a 4.
Yeah, there's the reattempting a task that you failed. If you failed, okay, wait. I think you can just keep spending XP to reroll any roll, even if you failed multiple times. But if it's you've literally failed a task, like say you're trying to pick a lock, and then you're
just gonna repick it,
and you're just gonna repick it, it'll raise the difficulty.
Okay, no, yeah, this is trying not to let go of a glider.
Oh.
So yeah, we'll just you can re-roll. You can spend another XP if you want.
I'm going to, but I'm also switching dice because my wooden dice are fucking me, and then I have these D&D dice, and they're not happy either. I did a test roll, and they're very unhappy.
Yeah.
And so I need to find some dice that are happy to be used in a cipher game.
I just realized I forgot about my my wormwood box from D&D Live. I have my dice that I got there that I haven't used yet.
I'm using some tabletop loot dice. Your tabletop loot orange. Don't fail me now, TTL.
I'm using a.
I'm sorry, what?
I rolled a 1.
That's an intrusion. You can't.
That is
refuse,
an intrusion.
And you're gonna die.
So that is an intrusion.
My kids will grow up happy. They'll be happy he's dead. Regulators will maintain status quo.
Well, no shit. I literally pulled the card. A tool or other object vital to the task breaks or fails, and I'm like, well, yeah. Thanks for the obvious intrusion, deck. Okay, so this is what happens. You cut the rope and pop out on your glider to go up. Your glider rips out of your hands. The hand, like you literally still have the handles in your hands because again, this wasn't like the best model. And you start to fall again. Damn it, Grant.
I'm trying to give her ideas. That's all she has.
So, you begin falling. You fall past those that were literally about to cut themselves free and follow you, and they watch you like, ah! And watch you fall down.
Okay. He does it, he'll just shout at them, little help!
Yes. Do you have any ciphers that would help here?
I have one that'll let you access the data sphere in your dreams, and I've got one that emits a sonic ray that makes one single person feel something for 5 minutes, including being horny.
That's right. You do have a horny goat ray.
Horny goat ray.
You can buy those ciphers at Ninth World gas stations.
He did. That's where he got it. That's where he got it.
All right. Kenny, you okay? Okay. Well, yeah, you begin falling, and you pass these people. You pass this green glowing light, and you're not sure, but it looked square, and it looked like you're not really sure the length as you fell past it, but it looked I'm sorry, not square, but rectangular, and it looked like almost like a doorway. You're not sure. But one thing you do notice, as you have fallen for a little while now, the small light that is emitted from your little messaging thing and the ciphers you do have about you, they do give off some light. But you notice that the wall is different. The walls, they're just different. The walls around, all around, inside here, are all the same kind of matte, dull gray, like a dark, dull gray. But where this glowing light was, they changed. The walls looked piecemeal. The walls looked recycled. They looked like what you would build in Aru. Like made from something else and repurposed into wall is the only way I can describe it. It went from uniform and perfect.
Like somebody built a tunnel into the whatever this is.
Well, it's all the same tunnel. It goes from uniform matte gray to there's just a line and then it changes. And all of a sudden now you see just old like scrap, like repurposed into the wall itself, and it continues down.
Okay.
You see something jutting out that you think you can try to grab.
Okay.
So I'm going to need a speed defense or a speed roll from you. Okay. And if you have anything that bolsters either reactions or initiative, I would say that this would apply here. It's kind of a reaction thing.
No.
It's going to be pretty difficult because you are falling, and it's probably is going to hurt if you try to stop yourself.
Yes.
Because you have been falling for a bit. But yeah, go ahead and it's going to be a level 5 to try to grab this thing. You can't put effort into it to bring it to a 4, but you need a 12 or better.
Okay. So don't fail me now, dude. Rolled another 1. That look on your face that was real bad.
Yeah.
It was real bad.
Well, you're now like you're now like Virgil Brigman from The Abyss, falling. You're continuing to fall. It seems like this goes for fucking ever. At some point, you manage to pass a cloud of these. Not sure what they are. They look furry, but they float and they kind of glow. But they look like these little bulbs of furry something that are just kind of tutting around. At one point, you pass something large and mechanical that. Hang on.
It's Pruitt giving all of his secrets for his whole campaign away.
Well,
because I keep falling.
It's going to be interesting to see if any of these things notice you, because like there's a lot going on down here. There is something that is large and mechanical. Interesting.
He can just splat if you need him to.
Well, that's definitely going to happen. At this point.
Zenith Dan. He's in a trance-like state. He's just saying, "Dance don't fall, dance moves."
Yeah. So,
I'm not going to use the horny.
You don't want to use the horny goat ray?
I'm not going to use the horny ray. It's for my wife. I got it for her.
Oh, that's Emma. Come on. I can't believe you just admitted to that on stream. You got the horny goat ray for her, for your wife, your ex-wife. So yes.
Emma goes, I've never lost a character in a role-playing game.
It's been a very long time.
Okay. So.
Mikey and a...
Great. Jesus Christ. Okay. Only because I've been distracted by backstage chat and the horny goat ray. You are falling into an upwards draft, so technically it's not as hard. You're not falling as fast.
Okay.
Because I'm an idiot and I'm forgetting the rules of my own game because I'm distracted by whatever.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to give you one more check as you are falling near the wall here.
Okay.
Yeah. After this, you're going to splat.
What can I do? Is there anything I can do? He's not the most effective character in this situation.
Yeah.
Is Zippy still with me?
He is kind of, yeah.
Will he? Oh,
Did you say you were armed?
Yes, I have like a bolt gun.
Well, you could. You know that. I mean, there is recoil to that, so
Yeah.
you could push yourself closer to the wall.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'll do that then.
Well, in that case, fire off your bolt gun, and this could be a level. Are you trained in it or anything?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trained in like. Yeah, it's not a heavy weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are you trained or are you
Proficient in it.
proficient? Yeah, that means you can just use it without penalty.
Yeah.
Training actually lowers the difficulty.
I don't think he's specifically trained in it.
Okay. Yeah. So it's gonna be a level 4.
Okay.
Speed defense or speed roll.
Speed roll.
To try to maneuver yourself near the wall. Like I said, this wall is scrap and salvage and is a little rougher. So, I mean, you could possibly grab on to something as you're falling down,
Okay.
like a handhold. But
Okay, let's try this out.
or at least just use it and shoot down to try to slow yourself a little bit more, so it's easier to grab the wall.
Yeah, let's do that. Will that make it easier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That'll bump
Well,
it down.
okay. Well, in that case, I will say using that is an asset on you trying to grab the wall.
Okay.
So that will bring you trying to grab the wall
3.
down to a 3.
I'm putting effort in, so I gotta get a 6 or better. I got a 16.
Okay. Yeah. After falling for a bit,
Yes.
you finally right yourself enough. You fire off a couple of bolts and slow yourself down and reach out, and you lose some skin on your fingers. But like I said, the wall here isn't solid, like way up above. And by the way, as you look up now,
Mhm.
you can see the distinct circular pattern of the land of HEl-A. You can see Aru. It is but
A speck.
the speck. Like you can see it versus the 17-kilometer diameter of the land that it clings and hangs from. I mean, all of that is so far up, it barely casts any light down to where you are, other than the fact that you can see it.
Mhm.
And you are hanging there from this wall. And that is where we're going to leave you right now. As you're just in the middle of nowhere, plunging into the darkness. But you're pretty sure you see some of those kind of glowing little puffy really sure what they are. They literally look like bulbs of fur that kind of have a glow that comes from beneath their skin, and they just kind of bouncing around. But they're definitely, there's movement of life to it.
Okay.
And that's where we're gonna leave you. Back up at the tower up above. After everything, there's the downdraft, the updraft. Bass, you and the family, do you all head back to their house?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you head back there. Zinnia, where do you head after leading the swarm off?
Well, she's kind of done her heroic deed of the day, question mark. So she's gonna head to the bar.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're heading to the bar where your friend Radana is tending bar. And there's a lot of people in here. A lot of people crying. A lot of people in here asking if they've heard any news. I mean, the environment is, everybody is very stressed. Everybody is drinking a lot. And everyone wants to know, every time somebody comes in, is there anything new? Have you heard any, have they released a list yet?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the scene that you walk into. It's solemn, but there's a very scared energy. I'm not, excitement isn't the word, but there's a very nervous, scared energy about the place, because everybody's just wondering, is this going to happen again? Like, down is up all of a sudden, up is down, and so that's kind of where you enter the bar. Taiwu, what you see the man that came over and helped the girl, and you saw definitely like, oh, that was her mom. And then they head back over. They head to where the government is. Like, that's where they headed back to. That's where they came from. What do you do?
I was hiding out in the alley, and that was pretty much the. I'm assuming that's pretty much the place where I stashed the glider, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Just for like a visual reference, is it a glider kind of like how Aang has? Is it that kind of a glider?
In essence, yeah.
Okay.
It's got some wings. It's got a place to put your feet up. It's meant to just kind of catch the air, and
All right. So there's two things that's going to be on Taiwu's mind. One, he's first going to assess where Noble might be going, because there's just something. Something seems incomplete. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's like a weird draw, a curiosity, and also for selfish reasons as well, because the quality of the glider is pretty good. It could be another opportunity. So he would use stealth to lurk in the. Sorry, he would use stealth to lurk in the shadows behind them, and see where they're going. Can I do? You know how like when you're walking and you're like checking your phone or whatever it is, you're kind of like doing like a passive task. Can I inspect the glider and just see what the damage is done to it? Is it like something like a metal clasp that got taken out because it was the wind that pulled it apart? Does it look fixable? How about that?
Oh no, it looks completely fixable. It just looks like in one of the hinges where the wings pop out, one of the pins came out of a hinge, so the wing couldn't stay out, right?
Okay.
You just need to replace that one pin. I mean, you could literally just take a piece of like metal and just shove it in there and bend it over and leave it open, and it would work, but it wouldn't be able to close, right? But I mean, you'd have to fix it. You'd take more time to fix it properly, so like the wings can actually retract like they're supposed to.
Okay. Then I would not fix it because it would blow my cover with a big gigantic glider hanging out. So can I just fold it down? It's like an umbrella. I'm assuming it's like the Aang thing with the umbrella kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean the wings just kind of retract down, and it telescopes down a little bit.
Okay, then I wouldn't worry about fixing and walking. Then I would just make it as inconspicuous as possible because he's covered in like the gear that he has is like robes with a bunch of pockets in it and stuff for grabbing and stuff.
Once it's collapsed down, it has a decently low profile that you could hide it under your robes easily.
Okay, so then he would secure the glider and see if there's any opportunity with Noble and this strange man and woman that she's walking with. Okay.
So how do you move across there? Because it looks like they just kind of move up to a higher level and kind of zip line back.
Okay.
Do you just follow them on the zip line, or do you have another way that you get over?
Yeah. Is there now this is maybe a bit of a reach, and let me know if it's possible. So is the structure that the zip line is attached to, is it made out of the same material? That is the cylinder. Does it have metal in it? I guess is what I'm saying.
The zip line does, yes. I mean, it is it's a braided metal cord.
Okay. Yeah. Then I would make the attempt to climb the zip line.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's a level 1 task, but I mean, you with your magnetism, I mean, it's easy for you.
Right.
Right across. I mean, they just kind of head back over to the council's area.
Now Bass is with them too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So just to, all right. So just one more small thing to kind of clear up. Is the legend of Bass surviving the fall? Like, would he even remotely be familiar if we're in a small town, or is it just I would have never recognized him ever?
Well, with your beliefs, his group, y'all would have probably heralded them as some kind of like group of messiahs or angels that have come for some reason, because they came from the fall. They are not from Aru. Right. They are the only people that you know of. I mean, you're young, but they're the last people to have come from outside. Nobody has come since then. Nobody had come for a while before them. And they've been here for a little while, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. They've been here for a little bit.
Okay.
But yes, I mean, you would know him. You would. Sorry, I realize that now. So yeah, you would have recognized him.
Okay, so then between just that weird, I don't know, guilt connection or whatever it is that he has with Noble, that curiosity, what you call it, childlike curiosity, and the fact that curiosity is attached to this man who holds a really high importance, he's absolutely following.
Okay. So give me a stealth roll then, as you're trying to give them an appropriate time as they go along the zip line, and then before you head over and everything. But yeah, just give me that roll there.
All right. And with my skill, that makes it it's an auto. That automatically brings it down one level, right?
Yeah, but this is a kind of an alteration to the rule, since this is technically PvP. It's you versus Bass.
Okay.
So in this case, you go ahead and establish your stealth, and then he can manipulate it from there. So go ahead and give me your roll. If you want to use your stealth would give you a +3. If you wanted to use any effort, that would add to it as well.
And that stealth comes out of my speed pool, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I got enough math to do this. Let me see. Yeah, so I got 6 left. It's a +3, so that makes that nose that out. Okay, yeah, I'll have enough. And one level of effort to it. Yeah, that damn near zeroes me out. All right.
Don't hit 0. It'll drop.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna add 1 level of effort.
Okay. So would you roll?
Hold on. 14.
Okay, so that's 17-20. Because you're training.
Did y'all freeze? Oh no.
What?
No, y'all froze. Shit.
What?
It's okay. He'll level out in a second.
Okay. All right. So.
So He's against me.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets real fun. I'm specialized in perceiving hidden things because I explore dark places.
That is
I'm
true.
gonna use 2 levels of effort because I'm able to. And I rolled a 17.
Okay, so hopefully,
Correction, trained, not specialized. Specialized in social interactions. All
yeah, but you're trained with 2 levels of effort,
Yes.
so that brings that down by 3 levels. Yeah. No, you totally. I love the face that Trey has right now.
I know.
No. Oh, there you
He'll
go. So
pop back in a second. It's gonna be fun though. Because I don't know what the totals are in this, but it's like, oh, it's against me, and I get to try to spot a hidden thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in essence, he was basically a 7th level -1.
He's coming back. He said he rolled a 14.
Oh no, we already got his number.
Oh.
So Baz, you see this little kid, and you know who this kid is, and you know this kid weirdly worships you for some reason. You're not. I mean, and you're all the people that came with you, and so.
And he has the glider, doesn't he?
You don't know that. Well, I mean,
how big is the glider?
You don't see the glider. I mean, in your trip back over, Noble would have told you all about a kid that took his.
I'd say let's pause for a second and just talk player to game master. But he does have the glider.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he has a hidden on him, but yeah.
I know it's one of those things, but if we get a chance to talk player to player, he's gonna pop.
Okay,
back.
there we go. Yo, I have no idea. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you
can
go.
Hear you.
Okay, yeah, I rolled a 14. I'm sorry for that. I have no idea what's up with the internet, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
So, are we allowed to talk player to player? Because PvP, I like us to get some consent-based stuff going on. I just want him to know my intentions and goals as a player before we go into the scene. And he can always reject me, and I won't go for it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, yeah, go right ahead.
All right. So, Trey, I've spotted you. I'm very good at spotting hidden things. If there's a way for me to discern that you have the glider, I want to buy it off of you with all my money and probably give you a cool weapon. I'm going to arm a child because I believe in because I really want to return the glider to Noble and have praises sung about how great I am. So old Ma Ruth looks at me with kinder eyes.
All right, listen, as enamored as I am with you, that wouldn't be a problem at all. And I'm sure because of the heft of the...
Because here's a few things, too. I saw the 2 of you. I didn't... And I actually saw the glider snatch stuff. I didn't know you stole it. But let's play out a scene if we can, where we talk about it, where your hero, comes down and talks about how I add, and we'll play it out. Taiwu the Risen, admirable, renowned for bravery, and above all honesty.
All right, I'm with you. Okay.
Patrick Stewart. Wesley, don't disappoint me.
Okay, so I'm spotted. All right.
You are him, aren't you? You are him. I can see it. To what do I? Oh, the fallen goddess certainly smiled upon me. Is
Taiwu,
she?
I will not go on forever, nor do I wish to try. One day, I'm going to need a hero choice above all to take my place and lead this people as a symbol and a force of power within the community. Are you up to the challenge, Taiwu? Kind of kneel down, hand on shoulder, fatherly.
For you, yes. In anything. Anything for you. You have seen the face. Oh, yes. What? I am yours.
I remove kind of a small, ridiculous blunderbuss. It's more like a small pistol, but it's like a little micro blunderbuss. And I kneel before you, and I say, I have need of a glider. Are you able to exchange a glider for this relic?
Today is my day. He reaches back. He pulls it out and ever so gently, as if he's holding a baby, something that he considered to just, be something to make money, now actually has real value. And he looks at
a gift so great as this. The gun is not enough. I'm gonna pull off a small signet that I wear. It was from my acrobatic troupe back in the day. I want you to know, Taiwu, that where you go, if you bear this, they will know that you represent me and that we are friends. And should you ever need to call in a favor from Boss LeFontaine, just know that we are friends and always will be such. And then I offer the signet as well.
The gesture is absolutely overwhelming. And all this time, Taiwu, his face is still wrapped in what appears to be like bandages. So you really only see like bits and pieces of his eyes and his face. And you can see that they are scarred. He looks horrible. And he slowly takes some of it off. For even this face, you still want me to wear your symbol. And kind of like cowers away from any kind of light, but is willing to like share this really vulnerable.
Yeah. Taiwu, we all are born with the same face, for we all share the same lineage. And my face and your face are the same in here. And I touch my heart and place the signet in your hand and close it.
I am no longer risen. I am fallen. Yes, I am yours.
From this day forward,
and
Taiwu shall be known as Taiwu the Fallen.
Yes, I am yours. And Taiwu straightens his back out, puts it in one of his mini pockets. Let us begin.
I take the glider. I nod. I ask him, where are you headed?
I was curious how you and her are connected. It is the fate of the fallen. I know this is the fate, and that is why I'm here. I was here to find you and this moment.
Take 3 shins, place it in your hand as well. I go and eat well for tonight. And invite others and feed them.
I only know of one. You will let me know if he is worthy. And the first person he thinks of is his rival, the person he hates but loves, the only person that respects his face. He's going to move in the direction of Boro.
Okay.
Dying
gonna
with Boro. Yeah.
So you're gonna head back to where Boro is with his sister.
And I'm going to return this glider to Noble. Thank you,
Okay.
Trey, for playing that scene with me. It was very fun.
So yeah, you're heading back to go see Ruth and Noble over in the bar. You're getting a drink there, Zinnia. When a group of like three members of the city come stumbling in, disheveled, and they're just like, we need a drink. Oh God, we need a drink. And they're like, their hair is blown all different directions. They're still wearing their climbing harnesses. And everybody kind of like ushers them in as these guys, obviously, like they had fallen, like that you can tell, like, and they just get up to the bar and you see them all just like are just wide eyed and they're just like take a drink with shaking hands and throw one back. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going down. It just keeps going down. And like one of them is just kind of mumbling that. And the other people are trying to get some information out of them, but it's not like it's like they're not even hearing them. It's you're standing nearby.
Yeah. I think probably as, people probably swarming them a little bit, really in kind of in their face. I think Zinnia's kind of like, hey, guys, just give them space.
Yeah. Come on, get out of the way. And Redona, she's just very gruff. She doesn't take shit off anybody. Get out of the way. Just come on, give them some air. Get back. And they listen to her, and everybody kind of backs away just a little bit. She's sitting there and she pours them a drink. And come on, just what's going on? Tell us what happened. They finally like get one of them gets enough of a drink in him where he kind of his eyes clear just a bit, and he looks at Redona and looks over at you, Zinnia. It's like, I think there's like 6 of us. There's another guy at a glider, but he fell. I think he's gone. I don't know. But there's still 3 of them down there. Somebody needs to go get them. Like they wouldn't leave. They were scared. We made it back, but there's so many people. Like we saw so many fall. Like were they going to do anything? At this moment, there's a wideband message alert sent out, and everyone's wrist lights up. I mean, this is like an Amber Alert, right? It's a message from the High Council for all willing and able-bodied members of Aru to please come to the council chambers. There is need. There are people that have fallen. Members of Aru need your help. Anyone that can assist the Regulators in the rescue effort, please come to the High Council. You will be rewarded for your efforts, for your time. In this great time, we need to come together. Please, any and all, come now. And that call goes out to the town as Bass, you're heading back to Ruth's as you get this call, as you're knocking, and she answers the door as she's reading it as well.
Yeah, I was gonna turn the glider over, just sort of set it in and say, "Come, shall we depart to the High Council?"
Oh, have you? Have have you seen Zenith at all since all of this?
Last I saw Zenith, he was falling.
Oh God. And you see a tear form and fall down her cheek at that news. And that's where we're going to leave for tonight.
Tear of joy. Sorry.
It's a tear. I will only give that much information. It was a tear. Whether it's joy or sadness, we'll have to find out next week on Breath of the Fall, as one member has been sucked down into the fall and discovered some interesting information. The rest are coming together. And so let's go around to cast and crew, and we'll go reverse order like always. So Grant, how was that for you, my man?
It was a lot of fun. The pace is going to kill me because my character needs rest. But I'm sure I'll have a chance to spend some of those rest slots before the council sees that we get killed. It was super fun. I really liked playing the scene with Trey's character. I liked playing the scene with Ruth. I liked using my ciphers. That's kind of the coolest thing about the game, because you can't plan that you're going to do this miraculous shoot off on a makeshift hoverboard, teleport into someone's home. It's essentially the luck of the draw, the luck of the roll that you'll get those abilities just for one time to do something really cool. And then in the next adventure, I'll do something even more amazing through the mechanics and the system of the game. And you look at how much fun I'm having without being a character that really has any training in combat skills or anything like that. You can still have a lot of fun and tell a very interesting story. And you're doing an amazing job kind of weaving this narrative. I really feel part of the world now. So, thanks for doing such a good job running.
Well, I actually wanted to start with a much faster pace until I was like, wait, no. We got to take a few episodes to get to know the characters, get them invested, get them kind of intertwined, and then we can take off. But yeah, it's going to be interesting moving forward. Kiana.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I did have to walk away after that whole. This is the thing with the standing desk situation. I don't fall out of my chair anymore. I just leave.
Just wander off.
Sometimes you can't deal with it. But that's the best part of these games is all of those silly, great moments. Got to explore a little more of Jenny and how she's she'll do good things, but also,
Yeah.
I did what I needed to do. Cool. I'm gonna be over here now. Super excited for this. I will not be here next week if we are on this next week because I'll be on a business trip, but y'all have fun. Jenny will just be in the bar and then probably going to go help out, ?
Yeah.
Payment. Gotta pay rent somehow.
This is true.
Until next time, you guys find me over on Twitter at KennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing. Come on the internet, do all sorts of role-playing things, whether that's streaming or writing or just shouting into the void. But the thing I will plug is that on July 6th, I am running a charity stream with Lauren over on Salty Sweet Games. We are raising money for Abigail Lobsinger, who is a local kid going through neuroblastoma. 100% of the funds are going to her and her family to help support them through this time. We have a form up right now to get some players and GMs for that day, because it's for 12 hours of games. And we're also looking for people who would like to give away items, whether you are a writer or a creator or some other TTRPG related thing. So if you're interested, please DM me. It's all for a good cause. And so see you next time.
Awesome. And you have fun on your business trip. being all official and businessy. Trey, from the risen to the fallen.
Wow, talk about an upgrade, right? I mean, it's so much. I can't express enough how much I enjoy the system. Because don't get me wrong, I do like the old school way as well. But you know, there's that moment where you kind of gotta step away from the story and get the math right. You know, whereas this one is just so much. It's just so much more streamlined, and I can really get a good opportunity to just you know test out the character. And I know I'm saying this from a selfish spot, but I'm really enjoying Taiwu and the different layers that he can or may possibly not have regarding humanity, and seeing his savior is just so much fun that you can just be spontaneous with, man. And you're weaving a really, really interesting and intricate story. Man, I've been wanting to have a good little moment with Grant for a minute, man. So I'm just really grateful. I'm so concerned for Emma. Come back, baby, please. I don't know how we're gonna make this work. I know we're gonna make it work, but I don't know how, man. There's danger at every turn. Random gusts of wind just launching you off into the abyss of unknown. Come on, man. That's dope when there's always danger. Hey, so you can give on the Twitter sphere. My name is Sintel. You can reach me at Sintel on Twitter or at Sintel on Instagram. I am one of the directors of Lights Camera Discover, where we teach the filmmaking process and, more importantly, the storytelling process to kids who may not necessarily have the opportunity to become filmmakers. If you are interested, please check us out at lightscameradiscover.org and, you know, drop some change. We like the stuff that folds, but, you know, you got to drop some change. It's whatever. And also, and let us know if we travel, and let us know if you would like that type of experience in your hometown, and we can make that happen. Looking forward to when the gang is all back together again, man. Thank you.
Most definitely. And Emma,
Pruitt, that was so tense.
We're gonna have to wait and see. I want to officially apologize because I have specific rules for whether or not the wind is blowing or not, and what that means for anyone falling. So,
yeah,
shouldn't have. So I apologize.
But when I rolled that second one, the look on your face. I've known you for a long time, Pruitt, and that was not a good look.
Well, that was the roll up a new character look.
Yes.
So.
Yes,
I'm glad I recognize my own oversight, and I do not have enough pride to just ignore that and whatever. Yes. Because sorry, the rules are the rules, and so
I'm very happy for that. I have already a decent amount of affection for Zenith Dance, and I am glad he will perhaps see another day. If he manages to get out of this, it will be especially sweet because he will know things other people don't. And that's kind of his thing. Yeah. Yep.
He does. He might know a little bit more by the time this is all said and done.
It's true. It's true. So I am very excited about that. I am happy to be playing Numenera again. It's been a long time. I need to look at my character and make sure I've got everything down that he can do, because I feel like I don't. And that's my homework for next week. I'm Emma Lambert. I'm the communications director for WebDM. We have a lot of things going on this week. We've got a video coming up tomorrow. It's going to be about dungeon design. It's going to be a really good one. So you should watch it. And we've also got Aliens tomorrow night, minus Mr. Pruitt.
Yes, I died last week, so it's fine.
Spoilers, but yes. That's right. It's fine. We're gonna do that. That's gonna be at 7 p.m. Central, and then we'll have Land Between Two Rivers on Thursday as well. And Mr. Grant Ellis will be there too. Grant, most popular person, or on WebDM Twitch.
Infamous.
Yes.
Well, awesome. And
Producer
I'm Pruitt.
has to be on every show.
Yeah, it has to be on every show. And I'm Pruitt, one half of WebDM. You can find me on Encounter Roleplay tomorrow for my normal cult game, and then afterwards we're going to be doing a little one-shot of Grimmer Space, which is the supplement for Starfinder that Sean Astin has been pushing lately. So, I'm not really sure what to expect with that, but it'll be Starfinder where that's a little bit darker and grimmer, so I look forward to seeing what happens there. But I unfortunately will not be on the Alien RPG. So I hope that everyone has a great time with that. And please come back next week for another episode of Breath of the Fall, where we'll see if Zenith Dans is going to be saved from his isolation down in the depths of the fall. Will Bass move in on his woman? Will Tai Wu make a new friend? Who knows? All these questions will be answered next week. But until then, y'all have some good gaming. And as we always say, may the dice